Everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the King of the Ring podcast. On this episode, we're going to be talking about WWE TLC. So, make sure to leave your opinions and all that sort of good stuff in the comment section below. Let us know if you thought it was a good show, if you think it was a bad show, that sort of thing. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of the King of the Ring podcast. And we're gonna start off by taking a look at the first match of the evening. I normally don't cover the pre-shows unless they've got someone in who I like, and in this case, I don't care about the pre-shows, so we're just gonna skip straight over that. If you want to know about the pre-shows, you can check that yourself because, like I said, I'm not that keen on them. But I digress. Let's move on. So Dolph Ziggler versus Luke Harper in a ladder match for the Intercontinental Belt. Now, this match was incredible. I loved this match. These two were awesome together. And I'm a little bit disappointed with the outcome, even though I love Dolph Ziggler to bits, right? I'm disappointed with the outcome because they haven't gave Luke Harper a long enough run as the Intercontinental Champion to see what he's truly like as a champion. And that's disappointing. And I was disappointed on that end, but I'm happy that Dolph Ziggler won. But I'm like Dolph Ziggler for me has fell into this sort of never-ending whirlwind that is this Intercontinental title, sort of recapturing and losing, recapturing and losing. Now he's a four-time Intercontinental Champion, and for me, yeah, that's a good accomplishment, winning the Intercontinental Belt. Don't get us wrong, I love the Intercontinental Belt, but at the end of the day, like, he should be past the Intercontinental Belt, and he should be pushing for the WWE Belt, because that's where they need him. They don't need him in these mid-card matches. They need Dolph Ziggler with the way he's wrestling, the way he's over at the minute. The way they've been pushing him, he really needs to move on, but he seems to be stuck, like I said, in this sort of trap of winning and losing the belt over and over again, and it just seems like no matter what he does, he's always going to be stuck in this Intercontinental title thing for probably for the foreseeable future. And you know, like I said, it's frustrating. I love Dolph Ziggler, and I think he's amazing. He's one of my, he's probably in one of my top 10 favorite superstars at the minute. And there's no question he's got the talent to go to the top. I mean, whether or not you guys agree is another thing. Please let me know what you think about Dolph Ziggler. Do you like Dolph Ziggler? Do you think he's overrated? You know, let us know. Do you think he should be the Intercontinental Champ? Let me know as well. That'll be awesome. So this match had spots galore, right? It was fantastic. Both men were bleeding at the end. Luke Harper was cut on the arm. He was bleeding there. I think he was cut twice on the arm. I think Dolph Ziggler, I think, was bleeding from the top of his head and a little bit on his nose. I'm not sure. I couldn't quite see where exactly he was bleeding because they don't like to put the blood too much on the camera nowadays. And I thought it added a lot to this match. Normally, blood back in the day, when you used to watch these old rivalries, blood added so much more to it. You know, it showed it was its intensity, and you know, and having the blood here, intentional or not, really helped this match, in my opinion. And you know, there was, like I said, there was a lot of cool spots, a lot of cool thing. I'm just disappointed that Luke Harper hasn't been given a long enough chance to be the Intercontinental Champion, because in my opinion, I think he's incredible. I've seen a lot of his work in WWE and in the Independent, and I think that this guy seriously needs to be pushed harder because he's got an insane amount of talent for a big lad like he is. You know, he's got some insane high flying abilities, and he's very technical. He knows a lot of good wrestling moves. The only he seems like this character's right for him, and who knows? Maybe he might get another shot at the Intercontinental belt, or he might just fall into obscurity. And that's the problem with WWE these days. You've got talented guys like Cesaro who are just in obscurity in this middle land of nothing. And it's really disappointing because I love Luke Harper and Cesaro. I think they could possibly be have if they were in a feud, I would watch that to death because they're both incredibly technical. I've seen a lot of their work in the independents. Because when I see someone new, I like to research them and watch them just to see what they're about. And I instantly fell in love with Cesaro and Luke Harper from their work in the independents. And I just hope to God Luke Harper doesn't fall into that mid skewer, sort of like the mid table obscure awfulness, and then just get put in a tag team again. Because I really think this guy needs to be in a singles sort of feud for a belt, not the world belt, not the main title. I think maybe either the United States or the Intercontinental is where it needs to be, just to give him some credibility, and then you can start to move him up from there. So that's enough about that match. Let's move on to the next match, which in my opinion was not that bad, but it wasn't great as well. Um, it's just frustrating just watching another tag team match with the Usos in it. The Usos versus Miz and Damien Sandow. I'm not calling them Mizdow. I said that in the last one. I'm not calling them Mizdow. That's awful. They retained via disqualification, and in my opinion, it was a meh. It was like a middle match where it was not awful, but it wasn't great. It was just meh. Um, I just don't know where they're gonna go with this goddamn like angle that they've got where the Miz is talking to Naomi and and that's affecting the Usos and stuff. It's like it's really weird. Like I don't like it personally, just because I think it just doesn't make much sense. And this match to be honest, it just didn't have me hooked. Um, Let us know if it had you hooked as well. Maybe you like the tag matches more than I do. But I feel like I'm kind of worn out from tag matches. I feel like maybe I just need to maybe need to stop watching them for a while and then come back to them in a bit and then see try and appreciate them more. I'm not sure, but yeah, this match, in my opinion, I wasn't that bothered about it. But I think we'll move on because to be honest with you, I don't want to spend too much time on this because it wasn't the best match, and there wasn't much talking points. Like when I was looking at this match to take things to bring to the podcast to talk about, apart from Damien Sandow just being surprisingly over at the minute, with this gimmick where the Miz lifts the belt up, everyone boos him. When he does it, everyone cheers. It's quite funny, but it's starting to get a bit old now because they've been doing it like every time they're together. Whether or not that'll last, we'll have to see. But we'll move on to the next match, which I think I pretty much, skipped like a lot of it. You know what I mean? Uh, this, I just don't care about this match. Big Show versus Eric Rowan in a stairs match. There was some good spots. Um, there was a lot of awesome spots with the stairs. Um, there was a choke slam on the steps, leapt over the rope at the steps. Um, there was a lot of cool spots with the stairs, but ultimately, this match for me was just something that I just wasn't interested in the slightest. Mostly because I'm not that keen on Eric Rowan or Big Show. So Big Show won. He pinned Rowan after a knockout punch, and then he put the stairs on top of him to hold him down, which I thought was pretty cool considering the stipulation of the match. But other than that, I mean, where are they gonna go with this? It seems like they're just trying. I mean, they turned Eric Rowan face, for Team Cena, and you know like, where are they going to go with him now? You know, now the team scene is over, he just doesn't seem to have a character, you know? That he's just basically going off the feuds from the Team Authority, Team Cena thing. And I don't know, maybe let us know in the comments, guys, where you think Eric Rowan should go. Because I'll be very interested to read whether or not you guys actually like him or you don't like him or not. Because for me, I personally don't like him at the minute. I just don't like his character. I don't think he's got a lot to offer. Whereas Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt, for me, the other people of the Wyatt family do have a lot more talent and the better all around, I think. But yet again, another match with the Big Show in that I just don't care about. I just don't like the Big Show anymore. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I actually did like the Big Show, but we'll move on to the next match, which in my opinion I honestly thought was gonna be the main event. Um, it's like the main thing they've been promoting, yet it wasn't the main event, you know, and you know, it's just annoying. It's don't get us wrong, right? I knew the outcome of this match a mile away. I honestly knew once the stipulation was named, I knew the outcome of this match. You know, John Cena is not gonna lose his opportunity to become the WWE champion yet again and beat Ric Flair's record or equally. And I just I just don't want to see John Cena versus Brock Lesnar again. You know, it's like John Cena versus The Rock. We've seen it before and it was just god awful. I just don't want to see it again. And poor Seth Rollins, he's been working his arse off, putting in a great shift. And John Cena just sort of like buried him tonight. And with the finish, I thought, and it was just kind of annoying. Like, it's basically, I'll skip to the end so I can get this out of the way while I'm talking about it now. So Big Show comes in, big wow, we've seen this like 10 times now. Starts beating him up. What you know, Roman Reigns comes down. Superman punches Big Show, speeds him through a table. Superman punches Seth Rollins. And when he did that, I literally just face palmed so hard, had my head in my hands, and I was just listening at that point. And all I was, attitude adjustment through the table. John Cena wins. John Cena wins. And I was just glad that I had me head, like me face, in my hands, because I was like, that just, oh, why? Why do they keep doing this? They keep pretending like Cena's an underdog. He's a 15-time World Heavyweight Champion. Like, why isn't he not putting people over, goddammit? He puts them over on Raw and SmackDown, and then when it comes to the pay-per-view, he just buries them, and it's like Cena wins, lol, all again. Why couldn't they have had Seth Rollins beat John Cena now, and then he can go on versus Brock Lesnar? Because we haven't seen Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. That could be a cool match, you never know. But Cena does what Cena does best. He makes the show about him. He does everything he can to do that, and in the end, it was a predictable, with a surprisingly a few good spots. My man Joey Mercury beating up John Cena was hilarious. I thought that was amazing. Joey Mercury beating up John Cena, going down the ramp, smashing him off like the tables and chairs and that. I thought that was awesome. I think it's just funny just to see Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury, you know, just beat up John Cena. I think it's hilarious. And whenever they do the Shield powerbomb, I just think Manson needs to make a community creations of Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury in Shield gear. I think that'd be incredible. I think they need to do that at one point, just for a laugh. I think that'd be great. But yeah, John Cena wins, lol. No surprise there. You knew John Cena's not going to lose at a pay-per-view. He might lose on Raw, SmackDown, but he's not going to lose when the big time is on, because it's John Cena. He doesn't want to put anyone over. So it'll be interesting to see where Seth Rollins goes from this. Hopefully he's still in the main event picture, because I think Seth Rollins is the future of the WWE. And where's he going to go? Who knows? Maybe he might win the Royal Rumble and then use that, and then he might get put in the triple threat at WrestleMania or something. You never know with WWE these days. So we'll move on to the next match, which, like these two put on a great match when they were in the triple threat with Paige a couple of pay-per-views back. And it's AJ Lee versus Nikki Bella for the Divas title. So Nikki Bella is the Divas champ, which I'm sort of happy about because I like Nikki Bella. Versus AJ Lee. Now AJ Lee, I think she's going to end up leaving WWE, I think. Because there's been a lot of rumours going around that she might be leaving after TLC. So, knowing WWE and their ways, they always bury you if you say you're going to leave or you're going to do something, or if you're like, obviously she's married to CM Punk, and the way they handled the CM Punk thing, and the sort of a bit of tension there, so I think they're using like AJ Lee is a sort of like a way to like dig at CM Punk and like bury AJ Lee, sort of like send a message, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm just looking into it too much, but I've watched too much wrestling, and I pretty much know what's going on most of the time. And Nikki Bella retains, and like I'm sort of liking Nikki Bella as like a heel character for some reason. I don't know why. I like it. I don't know if she's the best diva for the Divas Championship, but in my opinion, she's doing a good job now. I think if AJ Lee does leave, I really want to see Nikki Bella and Paige have a couple matches together and sort of go at it for the title, because I think that'll be really interesting from a wrestling standpoint. I think that'll be interesting to see them two put on, a good show, maybe at the next pay-per-view. Who knows? But it's just one of them things. The Divas match, like I think it's hard to get into a match when the crowd's not into it. Like when I'm watching a match and the crowd's really getting into it, I sort of take notice a bit more. And this match, the crowd they weren't that into it, and some of the matches the crowd were into, and that's understandable. Maybe they're not the biggest Divas fans in the world, but you've got to give the Divas some sort of reaction. You kind of just leave them hanging there, because then they're thinking, what do we have to do to get a reaction from the crowd and go over and show that the Divas division isn't just a bunch of glamour models who just want to be on a reality show, So, it'll be interesting to see where they go from there, but yeah, I think Nikki Bella probably won't last too long as the champ. I'll probably say maybe another pay-per-view or two, and I think Paige will take it off her. Because I think Paige is probably going to be the star of the Divas division. And mostly just because I think Paige is amazing. But we'll move on to the next match, which was another match where I literally just didn't give a flying shit about. Pardon my French. And, it was one of these things where, they had to put it in because it was tables, ladders, and chairs. So it was a chair match. There was a chair, there was a stair, and there's a ladder match, right? And, this match makes no sense. I just hate seeing Kane now, Ryback wins with a shell shock, and that's pretty much it, I just don't know. It's just really like this chair match idea. It's kind of annoying because they can't hit each other in the head anymore with chairs. So they're jabbing each other in the gut with them, hitting them over the back. That's all you're seeing for 10 minutes. There was a lot of boring chants in this match, and You know, it's just like, god damn it, like if you kind of hit them over the head with the chair, like I really think I don't think that like hitting them in the stomach in the back is really going to beat them down to the point where they kind of get back up. If you hit someone over the head, they're going to be concussed and they're going to be like daisy and like and they're not going to know what's going on. And without that, you cannot have a chairs match. I think they just need to stop this goddamn match. Because in my opinion, I just don't like it, and I don't think a lot of you guys will like it as well. Because obviously, if you grew up watching the Attitude Era like I did, you saw a lot of people getting hit in the head with chairs. I watched a lot of ECW. I saw that as well, and you sort of get used to it. And after the whole sort of debacle of a concussions, it's one of them things where they don't want to go down that road ever again. But if they're doing chairs match, you kind of need to in a sense, because otherwise it's just boring. I mean, you've got two big guys here. Two big guys one who used to be amazing and one who just isn't. And Ryback really isn't anything at the minute. I don't think he'll ever go over, and if he does, I'll eat a hat live on the show. So we'll move on to the next match, which, in my opinion, why on earth did they even have this match? It's seriously just like, I don't know, it's just seriously like, it's annoying. Like, basically, right, Rusev versus Jack Swagger for the US title. How many times have we seen this? Has this been on every pay-per-view this year at this point? Like, Rusev wins with the accolade. Whoop-de-doo. Didn't see that one coming. If you couldn't tell, I was being incredibly sarcastic there. And it's just one of these things where it's like, why did they have this? It was like a squash match, just shitting on Jack Swagger, and I thought, why are they doing this? Because, Jack Swagger's not that bad. You just need to give him a proper gimmick and give him like an opponent who he can actually win against. Because if you keep putting him up against Rusev, who they've got as like undefeated, you obviously know the outcome a mile away, so it's just not surprising to watch. Let us know what you think about this match. Do you think this match shouldn't have even been on this pay-per-view? Personally, I don't think it should. I think this was a complete waste of time, where they could have had another good match. But, and then, surprisingly, the Dean Ambrose Bray Wyatt was the main event. I didn't see that coming. I honestly thought John Cena and Seth Rollins was going to be the main event. But, sorry, I'll just have a quick drink. So Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, main event. What a match. That's all I'm going to say. This truly deserved to be in this spot. Both men put on an incredible match. There were spots all over the place, and it was just really enjoyable to watch. There were just elbow drops through tables. There was like stuff like that, and like Bray Wyatt got elbow dropped through I think 3 tables, and like there was like chair shots at the back. There was all sorts of stuff. I really, really enjoyed this match. I think this was probably my match of the night. Close second, I mean very close, is Dolph Ziggler versus Luke Harper, because that was an incredible match. And, this, though, was perfect main event. These two guys are going to be main event players in no time if they keep this up. I love both of them, and I think both of them could potentially be champions at some point. You just got to give them time. As long as John Cena is not on the roster, these might have a future. As long as John Cena's there, nope, ain't gonna happen. But there was a surprisingly good ending to the match. I saw it. I was like, is he got a computer monitor in his hand? And it blew up, right? It not like an explosion, but like electricity and like it blinded him for a second. And Bray Wyatt hit him with the Sister Abigail and covered him 1, 2, 3. Now, I thought that was a good ending to the match, in my opinion, because it leaves things on a sort of a cliffhanger, like, Bray Wyatt managed to sneak a win, and he didn't get like he didn't pin him while he was like still like nothing had happened, if that makes sense. So it wasn't like a clean finish. So I think this might probably score at the next pay-per-view. If it does, I'll definitely watch it again because I really, really enjoyed this. And it's just I felt like these two had to push themselves even more because the crowd really had seen a lot of the TLC sort of spots before this match, so they really had to start to they had to sort of go over and above what they had to do normally to get the crowd going. And I felt like they really, really stepped up to the platform, and overall I thought that was a good match to end the show. For me, what was a very disappointing pay-per-view. I mean, I'll quickly talk for a quick second here on this name. Right, normally it's called TLC, Tables, Ladders and Chairs. And for some stupid reason, they put "and stairs" on the end. So whenever the commentators were like, tables, ladders and chairs, and stairs, and I thought, sweet Jesus, help me right now. Like, why have they done that? That's the most stupid thing I've heard in a long time. Well, it shouldn't really surprise us because it's WWE. But it did, and I was like, John, you just genuinely facepalm, guys. That was one of them moments when I first heard it, and I was just like, this is going to be a rough show, and I think we'll wrap it up now. It's been like 26 minutes. I think what we'll do now, guys, is I'm going to quickly give a sort of final score, if you will. So my sort of final score for TLC is I think is probably going to be a 7. Which is still okay. But there was 2 matches that saved the show today. Luke Harper, Dolph Ziggler, and Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt. If those matches weren't good, this might have been lower. This might have been a 4 because this was it was just predictable. It was boring, and I just wasn't into it. I just legitimately I haven't been into the TLC matches for God knows how many years now since they went PG. I just haven't really been into the matches because I haven't been able to do a lot of the other spots. And I think a 7's really generous. But make sure to leave your score and opinions and any suggestions for the show. I'm always wanting feedback because I want to get better and put on a better show for you guys. So if you can leave that in the comments as well, that'd be amazing. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of these sort of podcasts because I will be doing one every month, but you never know, I might end up doing a few other side ones like I used to in the past. But yeah, thank you very much for listening, guys, and I'll see you next time on another episode of the King of the Ring podcast. See you later, guys.